Good morning, I'm Lindsay. Welcome to 10 at 10, where I'll be leading us through some breathing and gentle movement to help us start our day. So let's begin here in a comfortable seat, sitting with your legs crossed. As you come into that, just take a moment here to settle and ground. So rolling side to side as your sits bones root. Finding that place at center where your shoulder blades can come over your hips. And then allowing your hands to rest gently, palm down on your lap. Perhaps imagining a string at the crown of your head, giving you a gentle pull and lengthening towards the ceiling. And allow yourself to notice your breath. The rise and fall of your belly. And as you move into that awareness of breath, become curious about how you feel right now. Being aware of any sensations or feelings that you're experiencing. Allow yourself to acknowledge whatever surfaces here. And then if you have found that setting an intention is helpful for you, I'd like to invite you to do so, taking a moment here to settle on what that is for you. That might be a word or a phrase, it might be a person, someone you'd like to dedicate this time to, but allow yourself to bring whatever that is for you to the forefront of your mind. Let it rest there, and we'll take 3 cycles of breath as we link our breath, body, and intention together. As you inhale, bring that intention into your physical being. As you exhale, let that intention soften and release out of you. Inhale fills yourself up with intention. Exhale sends that intention out. One more round. And slowly begin to blink open your eyes, finding that point of focus just in front of you. And take your feet out wide into that diamond shape, close enough so that your hands can comfortably touch your feet. We're just going to start by giving our feet a massage here. So take your thumbs and start to draw them along that outer arch of your foot. This might be really sensitive or full of sensation for some of you. Certainly is for me. So just noticing that, letting your breath continue to release from your body as you continue to draw your thumbs to the middle line of your feet. And then just allow this to shift into finding those spots that feel good. So you might find a spot that you want to linger on and kind of move into. Also perhaps taking this into a more circular rotation. And just taking about 2 or 3 more breaths here as you give your feet a little massage and wake up call. And then slowly allow that to let go. And we're going to make a transition over into a tabletop. And so we're just going to be here momentarily, finding that tabletop and then tucking your toes and sending your hips back towards your heels. And again, this can be really intense. We don't often give a lot of attention to our feet. So if you're feeling a lot of sensation here, know that that's totally normal. If this is feeling okay, walking your hands up your thighs, letting your hands rest there, maybe taking your hands to heart center, finding a full breath here. And slowly letting that shape go. Tops of feet come to your mat. Let your hips sink back towards your heels for a counter. And then from here, we're just going to start to rock and roll through some seated cat-cows. So this can just start really gentle, easy, and soft. Allowing your spine to round and arch. Finding that roll of your hips here, and you might take your hands to your hip bones and even feel that rock and roll, and it might be helpful to give a manual assist here. You might really press back on those hip bones as your hips roll back and round, and then really find that press forward. And then slowly allow your arms to start to get involved. So as your spine rounds, your hands come towards the front of you. And as your spine arches, your hands reach back and around. Letting your head and neck follow this trajectory. Taking 2 or 3 more rounds here, moving as it feels good. And letting it come through center and stillness. And then making this transition back through a tabletop. And we're just going to continue to find some movement in our hips, specifically in our hip sockets. So start by reaching that left leg up. The quad is parallel to the ground. Really think about pressing the ground away, finding a little toning through your belly. And we're going to take a big circle with that hip. So you might think about that knee drawing a circle on an imaginary wall, taking 2 circles in one direction and then switching to the opposite direction. You might notice the second direction feels a little bit funky or disorienting. That is totally normal. And then just let that rest. And then we'll take this over to the other side. So starting to reach that right leg up, thighs parallel to the ground, sole of the foot reaches towards the ceiling. Again, really think about pressing the ground away, finding some toning through your belly so you're supporting your lower back. And then finding that big circle. Your knee is drawing that circle on the imaginary wall, taking it twice in one direction, and then switching directions again, noticing any shift in coordination or how you experience sensation on this side. And letting that go. If this was intense on your hands, you might just take a little roll out here through your wrists. And then finding your downward facing dog and just turning this right into that walk that shifts you into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Gentle bend in your knees, head is heavy. And we're gonna roll up the spine, thinking about our hips as we do so. So let this roll up. Start by finding a tuck in your tailbone as you begin to stack vertebra on vertebra, letting your arms stay really heavy and released. Head and neck is heavy and released. As you rise up, head is that last piece that comes on top. Rolling your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. And then coming to a Tadasana shape, so taking your feet about hip width apart here, we're just gonna play briefly with a little bit of balance. So feet are really finding this rooting through the ground, allowing your arms to just rest at your side. Crown of head reaches, breath is in your belly. And then just start to let the weight move into the ball mounds of your feet, to the tips of your toes, maybe so much your heels come off your mat, and you might even let yourself really explore where that edge of balance is for you. And then let that roll back into your heels. Again, letting yourself maybe fall out to really explore where the depth of your balance lies here. And then you might just start taking this in a gentle circle, side to side. Check in with that breath. Oftentimes when we challenge balance or strength, our breath goes away. So just check in that you're still letting that breath come in. And then start to find this place at center where you are able to root, where you really notice this grounding ball mount and heel of your feet. Toes are soft. Breath is full. And we're going to move into a tree pose. So start by rooting into that right foot, finding a gentle lift in that right quad. And then options for you. Maybe you take that left foot as a kickstand, heel to ankle, toes ground. Maybe that foot comes to your calf. Maybe that foot comes to your inner thigh. Wherever that foot lands, think about toning your right leg back into your left foot. So it's this conversation between both sides of your body. Then from here, you might bring your hands to your hips, hands to heart center, or maybe hands reach up overhead. Wherever you're finding the shape, give yourself 3 breaths here. And slowly allow yourself to release, bringing that left foot down. And then we'll move this to the other side. So again, finding that rooting and grounding ball mount and heel of your foot, toes soften. And then start to explore where this shape wants to live on this side. So it might be different than that first side. So let this be an opportunity to dig in and explore. Maybe you want that rooting through the ball mount of your foot, heel at ankle. Maybe that foot can come to your calf. Maybe you take it to your inner thigh. And again, exploring where your hands want to live on this side as that right foot presses into your leg presses back into your foot, and finding those 3 breaths. And slowly let yourself release, letting both feet root down. And take your hands to heart center here. Allow your eyes to close. Allow your skin to soften. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And bowing gently towards your hands. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.